Hi everyone, it's Matt here from Digidine, digital marketing for the food industry. I'm just going to do this video just to show you how to use the amazing online platform Apollo to basically create leads and start your gathering of your database for email campaigns, etc. So I'm just going to show you how to quickly do this. So you just need to go to apollo.io, set up an account with them. It's a free account to start with. You get 25 allocated free personas, if you like, or people or contacts, and any more than that you have to start paying on their subscription basis. But just to get you familiar with it and get practice with it, just sign up for this free thing. It's amazing, and it's a really cool way to start gathering email lists, contacts, phone numbers, and start to generate relationships with new clients through an automated campaign, email workflow, etc. So basically, when you are on your homepage of Apollo, if you go to search in the top left here, you'll see these tabs or these categories on the left hand side, which are here. And before we start to narrow these down, you'll see in this part here, this total, there's 275.6 million different leads or contacts or email or phone numbers that you have access to. Now that's just a huge behemoth amount of contacts. Well, we need to funnel that down, filter it all down to a more specific and smaller audience before we start to contact them. And how we do that is use their filters. So if you look here, you'll see the filters. You've got persona, name, job titles, etc. But if you first click on more filters, and then here we have their more in-depth filters, and one I advise using is job title, because that way we can find the specific demographic or person that has a very specific job role that's convenient and very specific, relevant to the service or the product that you are servicing. Okay, so now we've found the job title category here. We now need to search for the actual job title that we're looking for. So for example, let's go with restaurant manager. And you'll then see that the records found here, it's gone from 275 million to 59,451. So we're making massive progress here just by clicking job title and searching restaurant manager. So what do we need to do now? We now need to focus on the industry and the keywords. So let's find the industry and the keywords. And like before with the job title, we've found the industry and keywords section, which is just here. So the industry for this case study is hospitality. Keywords, so marketing, basically. So add marketing to the keyword, and now the records found is 416. So within a few clicks and a few types of keywords, etc., we have narrowed down from 275 million different possible demographics to 416. Now these 416 we now know are in the right industry, they have the right job title, and they are in search of similar, or if not very accurate, keywords with what we are selling them. So now we have done this, we can move to the next step. Now the next step is something I've found very useful in basically refining the amount of people that work for the company that's relevant to the thing, the product, the service that you're trying to sell them. So in this instance, I always choose small companies, so between 1 and 10 people, 11 and 20 people, and 21 and 50 people. Now, by doing this, how many restaurants out there have got more than 50 people working for them? Not many. Obviously, massive global chains do, like McDonald's, but we're not. That's the wrong demographic. It's the wrong type of restaurant for the service that I am, as a case study, showcasing here. So the next thing is to choose the correct amount of employees that the company that you're prospecting for has. So click on the ticks with the appropriate amount of employees, and then so now that you've clicked on the employees, the redefine range, if you then click apply filters, it will then update all these filter changes, and now we have a total of 37 basically new leads. How easy, how quickly was that? It's quite amazing. And then what I would now do is click on save search, and if we come up with a name, so let's just say Digidine's new leads, just for argument's sake. Save search. Now, in a minute when everything refreshes, like it is doing right now, we have a total of 37 saved new leads. Now, I said that the free program is 25. So we're just going to handpick 25 out of these 37. It's quite as simple as that. But we have a bit more filtering to do before we get to that. So it will probably go down to 25 anyway. So let's go to the next stage. So if you get to this stage now, and then continue watching this video, and I'll show you how to get to the next stage. Okay, now that you have applied these changes and these filters, the next thing we need to do is go to the buying intent. So buying intent is the data signals gathered from the outline research and activity that your ideal companies conduct. Find out what solutions your ideal companies have and recently been searching for online. So if we click on that and get started, and it will kind of walk you through this itself, but we need to search the topic that the topics of interest basically. So we are going to search in marketing, for instance. So let's have a little look what we've got here. So basically just search the keywords for the buying intent that you think your customers are going to be wanting to buy, which effectively is going to be your service or your product that you're offering. Type it into there and then click save. Okay, so now we have saved the process so far. Now we need to basically click this square here. This will select all of the total allocated people that we found, or leads. Now remember I said it's found 37 of them, and in the free plan there's 25. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go down all of the squares here and just manually click those, because you'll see that some of them aren't allocated because obviously there's more than 25. And also while you're doing this, you can start to see in a bit more detail what each of the companies or restaurants have to offer. For instance, the amount of staff they have, the location of it, etc. So just have a manually scrolling through all of the people, and just select all of the ones that have got email access and the green tick to it for a start, and any others that you feel you might want to allocate based on the information provided. So just fine-tune it effectively, and then we can get to the next stage after you've selected all the ones which should total or equate to 25, and then click here, save people. Okay, so you'll see now that I have selected 8 of the 37. And also, just so you know, some of the contacts, they will not have the green tick, because don't forget there's 275 million different contacts on here. Not every one of them will be updated by them as individual people. So what you can then do is you can click on the contact tab. So for example, access email address. So click on this and it's validating the email. So it's just a case of Apollo just kind of sieving through everything and just seeing if it can update it, etc. You know, so just a few things to do basically. So what I would then do is just go through all of the where it says access emails, click on them, let it do its thing and update the system, etc. So if you now do that, like I'm doing here, and then again click on Save People. Okay, so now that we've selected all the 25 of the new leads, we now need to click that Save button, and it's going to add it to a list. So this list is effectively your contact list. So we just need to name it quite simply, and it's going to be named the same as, bear with me, Digidine's new list. And now what we need to do is add to sequence. So just before we do that, if you name the list and click Save. Okay, so we are making good progress now. So as you see here, I have got my contacts, my leads if you like, saved now as a contact list, so that I can access them at any time, so that it's nice and tidy, and I can then automate it. So what I now need to do is we need to add this list by clicking this square here, which will basically allow you to select all of them. Oh, bear with me. And we now need to add this list to a new sequence. So if you click on sequence here and then click add to new sequence, and now we are taken to create a sequence where you can either use AI assistance, you can do pre-formatted, or you can make it from scratch. So effectively what we're doing here is we are simply writing an email, and then we're going to automate it and start sending it through a sequence of events, if you like a welcome email, and then a scheduled email, a follow-up email, etc., to this new list. So I'm going to choose from scratch. You can obviously choose whichever you want to. If you're having a bit of writer's block, or maybe in a bit of a rush, I mean, I wouldn't advise doing this if you are in a rush because you want to do it properly. But you can use AI assistance to help you if you've got writer's block, for instance, or if you just want a different perspective on the whole writing campaign. But I'm going to write it from scratch. So sequence name. So we're going to go with marketing your restaurant to get you more custom. Now here I have edited the time block so that they're more specific for my customers' working hours and their hours of the working day and week, where I think they're going to have time to actually read these email campaigns. So if you edit those for your specific customer and demographic, and then click Save here, we are almost done and we are making great progress. Okay, I've chosen using AI assistance, and you have to just fill out these blocks here basically to give the AI assistant a briefing of what you want the content to read, and then you just click generate content and it will basically do its thing and create your entire email campaign for you. So let it do its thing. So yeah, this is the beauty of this whole Apollo thing, is it once you set it all up, it's automated, it works in sequence, and it targets all of the people that you need to find. And once you've found them, you've saved them, and you have this signaling and this sequence set up automatically, you can just literally press go on your keyboard and then it starts to work for you, and you'll start to generate leads for your business. So if you start to choose whether you want to create these from scratch, whether you want to use their pre-made templates, or whether you want to use this AI assistant to create your content for your marketing, your email campaigns, etc., then let's get to that stage. So now, as you see, I have now gone to the outbound section, the sequence one, which basically is the introduction email, which is automated, etc. So if you get to that stage where I am now, so get AI or whatever you want to do it from scratch, get your content wrote, and then I'll explain how to do these final things before we activate the entire sequence. Now you've got the content wrote, the one other thing we need to do quickly is if you click these commas just here to add a dynamic variable, this basically gives you the option to choose a variable so that it makes every single different email to all of your different leads sound unique and personable to them. Now, the one I would advise doing is basically to click on first name. So basically what that would do is it will simply put in their first name based on the saved list that you have. So click on the first name, it will bring up first name there. I will just delete that because you don't need it twice. I was just showing you how to do it. So basically, just check that the variable, but if you want something different, you can have their last name, for instance, you could have their company name, you could have their email address, but to make it personable, I'd advise you just put their first name in and then click save. And also we need to just check on the basically sequence. So the first one is day one, the automatic email, which is the one you see here. Day 4 is the follow-up email. And day 7 is another follow-up email. So once you've done that, if we click save and activate sequence, we basically have it done pretty much. So before we kind of launch it, if you like, we'll just do one more briefing just to make sure everything's fine. And then we're pretty much there, and it will start to automate the entire sequence for you and go from there.